Hello everyone, you are welcome to Express Politics on TVRC. I'm your host and my name is Abiola Michael. And with me is a lead analyst on TVRC, Dr. Akintunde Sanmi Vincent. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. And today we are going to be discussing the Lagos State House of Assembly saga. So, Doctor, let's dive straight into it. What can you see? What really caused this saga in the Lagos State House of Assembly?
Well, we're told that
the root cause, yeah.
We're told that the speaker traveled, to the US, traveled perhaps on a recess to the US, and before he returned back, he has been removed from office.
Yes.
That's the then. Obasa,
yes.
who happens to be the speaker, travels to the US, and he was removed by his fellow colleagues, and he was replaced by a woman, Miranda. And now Obasa is back from US, and Obasa is saying they don't have any local standard, they don't have any right to remove him. And maybe has been doing some of his canvassing, gathering momentum to return back to the house, and is doing that big time, because we're told that the security details of this woman Miranda was removed yesterday. Of course, this morning we're told by also the police that the security operator has been replaced
again.
But what we are currently witnessing is that Obasa is back to the house in the capacity of his speaker, and the clerk that was removed has also returned back as the clerk. And the rumor, I don't know how true, that Miranda has stepped down as speaker for Obasa to continue. Don't forget that Miranda happens to be his deputy.
Yes.
So the fracas has been on and off. And we're told that, like, back to your question, the root cause.
The root cause, yes.
We're told, don't forget that all these things has the hands of some power that be. We're told there's a kind of altercation or a kind of fracas between, or it's some modicum of disrespectful act on the part of the speaker towards the governor of the state. And the governor had to galvanize and had to use the power of the assembly, of the power of the legislature, to do a kind of overture to the removal of. We don't know how true.
Okay,
these are part of the stories.
All right. According to some sources, they said that the speaker has been there for a very, very long time. That is due to be, replaced.
No. It does not work like that.
Okay.
There's always, a kind of over time. They have their own modus operandi on the emergence of any speaker.
Okay.
It's not always through the back door. Either you've been there over time, you've been there for years. Were you duly elected as a speaker? If the answer is yes, either you've been there for years does not really suffice. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. So now, what is the way forward now?
Now, in my opinion, because
bring down this saga.
When you look at the whole thing is panning out, or the way it's playing out, you agree with me that there's a kind of a vacuum, not really vacuum. I wouldn't call it a vacuum, but there's a kind of power tussle. A power tussle between the power at the states and the power at the federal. By my own permutation, if it is the governor that is galvanizing, or that is trying to use the legislatures to remove remove Obasa, and the governor is not the one in charge of the police. The police receives order from above, from Abuja. So all of a sudden you see police, from the video, from the footage, it's not news. It's just, we have the footage all over social media. You see a whole lot of police officers guiding this Obasa into the legislative chamber, into the House of Assembly. Then who gave him the right, or who gave him the security, those security aides that were guiding him into the House of Assembly, into the National House of Assembly, the State House of Assembly? And why were the security aid of the newly emerged speaker withdrawn yesterday? So perhaps the power at the federal and the power at the states, there's a kind of a power tussle between the two. A kind of, or this one is saying, even if I can wield the power I have or my relationship I have with the president to return back as the speaker. And this one at the state is saying that I can use those within my purview, the one within the state, to remove you. Can you see the whole thing is panning out? So it's a kind of power imbroglio. It kind of just to flex muscles to see who has the power. And the man is saying they don't. And even going by what the man is saying, he said, number one, said when you look at the constitutions, that there are ways to remove a speaker. That it's not when they both agree that to be going on a recess and before he return back he has been removed. He said no.
It's not possible, yeah.
So if you are going to remove him, he said they should do it the right way. Perhaps the 2/3 of the house, and they are going to, he said, it does not, but removing him behind closed door, and another one, imagine, he said that's where he has issues with. But good number of the, so you ask about the way forward.
Yes.
Now the way forward is, we don't have to keep watching till things get out of hand before the power that be will weigh in. Okay, you have to, because we are people governed by the rule of law. What exactly? Let's look at the interpretation of the rules of law. This is where it comes in. Its removal in the first place. Was it within the purview of the law? If it's not within the purview of the law, of course. Any speaker is also a duly elected member. He has his own constituency.
Yes.
He only enjoy that speakership because his colleague has announced that they want him to be there. And if the colleagues have said they don't want him to be there, they also have the right. Because anybody on the floor of the house has the power to become a speaker. So if the colleagues have said they don't want him anymore, but the man is saying it should be done the right way. So like I said, the power that be must weigh in. And again, this kind of causing a blockage, house blockage, where people will say, but somebody cannot come in, somebody cannot force themselves. No, all those one is more or less showing us like people of the Banana Republic. We have to make sure we make do with the rule of law. I mean, and police must enforce law. And it's not where police should not step into. They should not, like the court premises. Police don't have any right to step into the court premises. They are there to safeguard life and properties, but not to serve it as a kind of a major actor in whatever that is going on within the legislative chamber, either upper chamber or lower chamber, either the state house of assembly or the national house of assembly. So, like I said, the power that we must weigh in. The governor must come into the kings. They believe that they are arbiters of morals. They must also weigh in. Even the president must weigh in. That's how we can always, we cannot leave things to, when things are going the wrong way, all of us are folding our hands. When it's not worsening, that's why everybody will not be crying and foul play. So when it's still like this, the part that we must weigh in to settle the issues amicably, so that even if the members are saying they don't want him anymore, then it's very clear. Maybe the man will definitely return back to his seat. Will return back to the floor of the house.
All right,
as a member.
Thank you so much. So you are emphasizing that they have to follow strictly the rule of law and do things how it should be done, right?
We have to follow the rule of law. That's the way we should be. And again, the power that be must weigh in. They must serve as they must midwife the process. They must also serve as a mediator. They must mediate in between the process, because all these people, the man has been there for many years now. And some are saying it's because the man is ambitious that he wants to become the governor of Lagos State. That's why the man has been disrespecting the governor of Lagos State. And the governor of Lagos State is saying, okay, fine, the best way to silence him is to just get him off the floor as a speaker and make him an ordinary member. And the man is saying, see, if you are going to remove me, then you won't do it behind my back. And it's more or less like power here and there. So the power that be must weigh in to settle it amicably.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Word of wisdom, Doctor. So now, my final question before we round up on today's episode is that what lessons can we learn from this saga as we, the Nigerians? What lesson can we learn on this saga, and how can we try as much as possible to apply these lessons?
The lessons we have to learn is that because it's not just happening, we have the reverse legal House of Assembly's crisis. It's still very much, or it's still much on. Now we have legal, and these are major states in this country. These are states that are equivalent of any country in Africa. Lagos State is one of the most developed states in Africa. That is has capacity to compete favorably with some states in Africa. River State also. So we cannot afford, like, the lessons we have to learn is that all these leaders, they must know that people are watching them. And again, like I said, this is a fracas between the leadership and between the leadership and they are all politics. They are all political. They are all political. So lessons we have to learn is that power is transient. Power, they are there today. Tomorrow you may not be there anymore. But what you are doing today will become history tomorrow. So we have to learn that. We have to learn that it's either history remember us for good or otherwise. So these leaders must be very careful with the way they over politicize, and who are those affect. Take a look. They're supposed to be passing bills. They're supposed to be passing motions on the development of the state, and some of them now they are thinking about Miranda becoming speaker or Basa returning back as a speaker. We were told that plenary yesterday, or maybe 3 or 4 of them were there together with Obasa for a plenary session. It does that. So what are they going to pass? Who are they going to pass it on whose behalf are they going to pass it? So the lessons we have to learn is that we have to make sure that we are people governed by the rule of law. And the rule of law must play primary roles in our day-to-day activities. So we must not resort to banana republic where things are done wishy-washy. These are people, they are duly elected people. They are House of Assembly members. So you have to, if you are going to do things, you have to do it the right way, not just the back way. When all of you agree that you'll be going, I'm not on the side of anybody, but if all of you have agreed you'll be going on a recess, why do you have to remove your leaders behind the closed door? What is wrong? Why not look at him in the face and say, see, we don't want you anymore. We want another person. Then you do a kind of a thorough, you pass through a thorough process for the emergence of the new one and the departure of the old one. Like I said, we have to learn the lessons that we are governed by rule of law, and any attempt to upscale or to tamper with the rule of law is more or less like tampering with justice, equity, and fairness.
All right, that was excellent, Doctor. Thank you so much for dropping your words of wisdom. We have come to the end of today's episode on Express Politics on TVRC, where we spoke about the Lagos State House of Assembly saga and how we can try as much as possible to learn some certain lessons from it, and how we can, understand where power comes in, and also how we follow strictly the rule of law. And I believe that we'll be able to learn a thing or two. Till next time, until we meet again, bye for now.